really bad news. Your wife passed away.
Clearly they think Sydney did this. I lost two. She's going to jail forever. Wife's dead.
This is the father of Sydney Powell, a man who would later sit across from investigators, trying to understand what had happened inside his own home. On March 3, 2020, in Akron, Summit County, Ohio, 19-year-old Sydney Powell stabbed her mother, 50-year-old Brenda Powell, multiple times, and struck her in the head with a cast-iron skillet during an argument inside their Scudder Avenue home. Brenda was rushed to the hospital, but later died from her injuries. What began as a private family dispute quickly became a brutal homicide investigation.
She's on the ground. So there's...
Who is it?
My mom!
And one that drew attention because of the surprising motive law enforcement uncovered. Prosecutors later asserted that Sydney hadn't told her parents that she had been expelled from Mount Union University months earlier, and that the fear of her secret being revealed set off a violent reaction. When police arrived that day, the scene didn't match Sydney's initial claim of a random intruder.
Quiet, what the hell?
Investigators noted that the window she said was broken from the outside had actually been shattered from within, and that the physical evidence contradicted her story almost immediately. This case is not just about one violent act. It's about the unraveling of a narrative, how physical evidence and testimony can dismantle the story someone tries to tell, and how a moment of anger can have lifelong consequences.
Nope. I mean, he can go home with and Dave said he could go there, but that's just out of the, I opened that already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, take that.
But I mean, he was supposed to stay. The key is to make sure he stays there until I can figure out what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know. I mean, we have to do something tonight because we're not going back home. I don't even know, when am I going to be able to get back home?
Back home?
Yeah. Like getting to the house, I mean.
Today?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
they'll do what they gotta do. Yeah. I mean, you'll be able to go back home. That's what I mean.
Well, I want to is the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, but I can get in there and...
Once they're doing, they got, like I said, they have things they have to do out there.
Mm-hmm.
Put the pieces of the puzzle together, figure out what's going on, etc. And then, once they're done doing what they do, and it takes a long time. Whether it's for you, or whether it's for me, or whether it's for anybody else, it takes a long time. And then once they're done doing everything, then they'll open it up. So at that point, right now it's limited to who they allow to come and go. And then once they clear that up, which will be sometime today.
That's me. There's somebody down at the hospital then with Brenda. They'll interview Brenda. They'll interview
I think
Sydney. Because they were talking to Sydney. Sydney was just laying there, just. It was clear shock.
You saw all those cars?
Yeah.
Cars that are out there. So the protocol is, and I can't tell you this happened because I wasn't there, but I'm sure what happened is when they left with Brenda and Sydney, somebody went with them or followed them to the hospital.
Yeah, they left in separate transport.
That's usually what happens.
Okay.
That's the protocol. What happens? These people remove themselves from the scene.
Like I said, and she was in there for
either
a while.
ride with or follow them down to the hospital. So, to answer your question, somebody will be down with them. And then you said Brenda's mom and dad are going?
Brenda's mom and stepdad are going. Here's Brenda's mom. Hello? I'm at the police station. I don't. Nope. Yeah. Why is that? They said they're not at Akron City. And his mom said they haven't processed her yet. Where would she be?
I think they went to city.
Yeah, I heard Sid. They were going to Akron
They
General.
diverted to
Dave
City.
came back and said they're going to City.
Maybe the information isn't input yet or something, I don't know, but
It's been a long time. My mom should be there too, and so should my brother. Yeah, I just talked. Yeah, all right. I don't know yet. He was supposed to stay for lacrosse practice. Supposed to stay from 3 to 5:30. Yeah, right. He will be okay. And then we'll go from there. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, they haven't gotten there yet? That doesn't seem right.
they got there.
They haven't processed, sorry.
That,
Does that make sense?
That
In
makes
a
sense.
trauma, I'm assuming what it would be?
Well, they would take them in and start working paperwork and enter, and then the computer comes later.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, that makes
yeah,
sense.
there were big parties, getting treated. So you said it's her mom and dad or her mom?
Her mom and stepdad.
Her stepdad, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob.
Yeah. And then your mom's going
Yeah,
down
my
there?
mom's going, and then my brother.
And Dave's going
Yeah,
too?
Dave. And that's it. I probably should call somebody else, but I wouldn't know.
Where's Greg at nowadays?
Brunswick. I believe he's just teaching up there in Brunswick. I don't know if it's
Teaching?
Yeah.
He knows a teacher. Greg. Was he
Good
elementary
question.
or high school?
It's middle school, I believe. Good question.
I don't know about him. I can't see him as a teacher.
I'm not quite sure either.
I can't see him as a teacher. Just from what I remember, but nobody could send me as a copy or so.
Well, that's
And Dave's still in Akron?
yeah.
He's not North Carolina, is he?
Yeah, he's still there.
Is he? I think we went to his house once upon a time.
Yeah, you had a suicide by call there. His brother or somebody. What was the baby?
Yeah.
I said, over on, he lives on,
His
what
brother.
the fuck's the name of his road? Riverside and, you know how you go around Riverside, Pitkin, Riverside up the hill, Collinwood.
Collinwood.
Almost on the corner of Collinwood. There's a house on the corner of Collinwood, and his house is a house that sits, the garage is in the back. I think you guys were partners.
That was years.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't remember,
Oh,
I don't remember the details.
The call came out of suicide. And you got took a bear. I remember, those are the details I remember.
Hey, Mike.
What do you want to see? Oh, you're fine. It's okay. This is the consent to search here. How do you spell your first name?
Steven.
You can look it over. Just gives us.
Three.
Who'd you get a call from? Or what happened?
Got a call from
He
him.
called from me.
Oh, okay.
He said there was a call, went out, a distress call from the University of Mount Union where my daughter was going, and said, female in distress. And I said, well, that's funny because Brenda's there, my wife. So I said, well, let me call. So I called Brenda, and it rings on the cell phone, no answer. I call Sydney back, it rings, no answer. I call Brenda back.
The father is explaining how this nightmare started. He got a call from a friend. There's a distress call from Mount Union College about a female in distress. His wife Brenda and daughter Sydney were both there that day. He tries calling Brenda. No answer. Calls Sydney. No answer. He's pacing around, panicking. Then Sydney calls back. She's hysterical, screaming that someone broke into the house and there's blood everywhere. The father immediately calls his friend back and rushes home. At this point, he has no idea what he's about to walk into. He thinks there's been a burglary. He thinks his wife and daughter are victims. He has no idea that his wife is already dead.
Ring, no answer. I'm pacing around. I call Jeep back, and as I'm on the phone with him, telling him there's no answer, my daughter calls me back. I said, "Oh, Mom's on the phone with Mount Union." I said, "Well, cops are on the way." And she went, "There's been a break-in," and she just started going off. She said, "What?" She said, "There's been somebody broke into the house. There's blood everywhere." And I'm like, "Stop!" And then that's when I called. I'm sure there was conversations after that, but I'm not going to remember the detail. She was hysterical and crying. I called Jeep back and said, "Yes, I don't know what I told you. I don't know if I said it was legit or yeah, it's the cops on the way. There's been a break-in, City," and I left. Drove home and saw about.
So at first, when you talked to her, she said that your wife was on the phone with Mount Union.
Yes.
And
as soon as I said cops are on the way, the hysterics started.
Is she still attending Mount Union?
Well, as far as we knew up until today, yes, but apparently not for the last, I don't know, maybe couple weeks. Because I tried to get on, I don't know, this was a couple weeks ago, I tried to get on the website I like to check the balance, and she's been coming home on and off on the weekends a little, just odd, little frequently. Not never seemed odd for sorts, you know, I mean, it's acted perfectly normal. But she came back, and I'm like questioning, well, why aren't you at school? Why are you coming home? And, you know, it's all the same, just, you know, the vague non-answers. And so she turned off her like Life 360 app. But I think on that app, you can't see where she's going. You can kind of see highlights of where the phone was. Well, you know, I'm kind of looking, I'm like going, well, you're not where you're supposed to be. This is kind of weird. So I called her on it, and I said, you know, because I went on, so then I tried to go on the Mount Union website, and I figured, I was going to see if there's anything on that. Parents only have so much, you know.
Right.
I'm willing to pay the bill and everything, but if you want to find anything about it, you're out of luck.
Right.
So, but I figured I'm going to try. So I sign on, it says your password or your login or password ID doesn't work. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I recovered my password, and I put in the right answer, and it didn't work. And I did that a few times, and I texted her back and said, something's not working. What's wrong? She comes up with something that says the website's down, basically, and you know, but I'm working on it. So a few days pass later. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until maybe it was today, I tried to get back on. Well, Mount Union calls me today, because I sent them an email that says, my user ID is this, my ID is this, my password's not working, my recovery answer won't work, and I know where I was born, I know my car, and it doesn't, when you type in your recovery email, the system just, it didn't recognize it. So I sent Mount Union Billing an email and says, basically, what's wrong? So she called me back today and says, well, the reason you can't get on, long story short, is your daughter's unenrolled. So I went, what's going on? So I text Sydney, I'm like, oh, give me a call. I have a question to ask you. I call her, no answer. I say, give me a call, question to ask. I have a question to ask you. And I look on that little Life 360 app, and her car was at home. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So I leave my phone at home so she can't track me. And I go home, and there she is. She's at home. Perfectly normal. I mean, she's crying because I said, what's going on? Are you not going to school? She goes, I'm overwhelmed in school, and I don't really like what I'm doing, and it seems like it's a waste of my time and your money. I said, well, but that's all part of it. Nobody's going to tell you you need to do what you're doing when you're 20. You need to figure it out. But you have to work through the problem. You can't just ignore the problem and have it go away. It's not.
I'm sorry, when did you have that conversation?
Today, like 11:30. I don't remember. Yeah, it was before I left work. I left work because it was before lunch. It was maybe around 11, because I was probably there from 11 to 11:30. So from her phone call. So that, I mean, that's what I said. You know, my recommendation is call the school back, call the student union, get reinstated, and then if you have to take the summer off, take the summer off. Figure out what you want. You're supposed to take summer class because she changed a couple majors, and that's what she goes. All my friends have their shit together, and I don't. I said, well, I'm 54 and I don't have my shit together. That, you know, don't look at it that way. You need to work the problem. You can't just have the problem sit there and ignoring it is not going to do you any good. So I went back. I called my wife from my daughter's phone. She picks up. She was working down at Children's, and she goes, "What's wrong?" And I basically told her. I said, "You know, I mean, Sydney. I think the reason we can't get on is because she's unenrolled. She hasn't been going to school." She goes, "Well." And then we talked to Jill, her boss, and says, "I'll see if I can come home." So I left. On the way home, I either on my way back to work or when I'm at work, I call Brenda, and she's like, "Well, I'm just pulling in now." So I let it go, and then I get a text from Brenda that says, she says something to the effect of she was on the phone waiting for someone from Student Affairs to call me back. And that was at 12:36. She said, how much was the check that they're returning? Because Mount Union told me, too, before, with the phone conversation, we're returning your check. I'm like, well, you know, nobody would return a check. So I said, I texted her back at 12:36, and I said I had no idea. It was electronic. I said, check on the scholarship, too. Make sure she didn't lose that at 12:37. At 12:39, I got on the bank account, and I said, maybe. I go, $5,435. And then at 12:41, what did you discuss with her? And that was it.
So 12:41 was the last.
12:41 was the last, and I don't know how to tell what time I got his call. Recent. Been 12:54. 12:54 seems like it, because then I called, maybe it was a little before that, maybe it was 12:51, that sounds maybe right.
What is your phone number?
330-472-3951. So at 12:49 I called, and I think it went to run. I don't know if it connected or not. I don't know how to do that. 12:51 a call from Jeep. Then at 12:52 I called Brenda. 12:53 I called Sydney. 12:53 I called Brenda. 12:54 I called Jeep and said there's no answer. Here, you can look at it. So I don't know. So I called Jeep and said there's no answer. Then while I'm on the phone with Jeep, Sydney calls back, and that was that conversation. Hi.
Christy?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Crystal,
Hi.
victim assistance. How are you?
Okay.
This is Miranda.
Hi. So then that was it. Then after that, then I left once I talked to Sydney, and I hightailed it home.
How are you doing? Can I do anything for you right now?
No, not right now. I need once I need go where I need to be.
Yes.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Now, how long has she been acting funny, your daughter?
just been a couple weeks. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't remember when she came home that first time, kind of out of the blue, but that was.
She said she was stressed out.
She told me that today. That she was overwhelmed.
Is she on any medication? Or
Nope. No.
Has she ever tried marijuana?
I don't know. I didn't think she drank until the first time she drank, and then I think she realized.
How long ago was that?
It was last year. It was her freshman year, and I'm sure she does. I'm not gonna be,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say she doesn't, but I don't think it was ever a problem. But not an expert in that field.
Has she ever had any psychological problems in the
No. Always been, shy and, reserved, and that was always the problem is, she never says anything. So Brenda said she didn't realize she was having her period until tampons were missing. Excuse my language. So that's just the kind of person that she was. It was all, internalized, and that's why I told her now. I said, well, nobody can help you if you don't tell what the problem is.
Did she say anything else about the break-in or anything like that?
Just hysterics. Said there was a break-in and there's blood everywhere, and I'm like, where's your mother? And she's just nothing.
What is your daughter's phone number? Do you know that off there? Or is it-
Not that I don't, but this does.
Yeah, you're probably like me.
I don't know it. I know mine.
I just have the names in there.
I'm not even sure if I know how to do this. To be honest.
That's Sydney,
Yeah.
S-Y-D-N-E-Y.
Correct.
Do you know your wife's?
Yeah, that's 330-907-5939.
Were you able to go in the house at all? Or?
I made it in far enough to see the back fit. When you go into the front door, you come around the kitchen, you go in, you can see there's like a pass-through between the kitchen and the family room.
Uh-huh.
The back of the house, I could see the right hand, there's two big sliding windows. I could see that window was clearly, it looked like it was busted, and the blinds they looked like they were pushed in. Went down the hallway probably about 2 feet, just enough to see blood all the way down the hallway, and then somebody told me I gotta go. As I was yelling, and there was no response from Brenda.
Now the back door, this sliding door, do you guys use that at all?
No, there's a couch in front of it. We do in the summer, when the couch is moved. The love seats usually move from the sliding doors here. The couches you moved over into like this area, and we can go back out that back door for the patio and stuff.
And that's locked?
Uh-huh.
Do you have like a safety?
There's a lock, and there's a lock on the bottom of it too.
Okay.
And the sliding glass one, there's a lock, but I'm sure the button wasn't.
On the window? Or
Yeah, the window. There's sliding windows is what was busted open.
Right, I saw
Okay,
that.
yeah, there's the sliding door that we haven't used it since last probably fall. Once we got our Christmas tree on Thanksgiving, we moved the couch out of the way and put the tree in that corner.
That's what it does. Well, I have really bad news. Your wife passed away.
What happened?
We're not sure. like, I don't think someone broke into the house. I don't know if your wife and daughter got into an argument or got physical. I mean, the window was broken, but there's no forced entry into the house. The window's broken, but nobody actually came through that window.
Before detectives ever started talking about motive, there was something else that bothered them: the 911 call. When officers arrived at the Scudder Drive home, Sydney claimed an intruder had broken in. But the physical layout of the house didn't support that version. The broken window she described as forced entry showed signs of being shattered from inside. There were no footprints outside, no signs of a struggle moving through the home. And then there was the timing. Her mother had been on the phone earlier that day discussing Sydney's academic status. Within hours, the violence happened. For investigators, this stopped looking like chaos and started looking like a story that had already been written.
And the sliding door was unlocked. So, did your wife and daughter ever have like really heated arguments?
No.
So we're here for you, Steve. We're here for anything that happens from here on out, okay?
This is not possible.
So sorry this is happening.
I'm gonna go. Where can I go?
Your son's outside, but he doesn't know anything that's going on.
My son's here?
Yes. We got him from school because of the situation, the way social media is, and people, we didn't want him to be at school by himself.
Would you like one of us to just go be with your son?
I don't know.
Take your time. There's no rush for anything here. Are there any other family members you want us to call?
Just, her mom's at the hospital.
Okay.
They didn't tell, they're not gonna tell her anything.
Who's that, her mom?
Yeah. Will they tell the mom?
I didn't even know she was at the hospital. I know she went, but I wasn't sure where.
What is her mom's name?
Betsy.
Betsy.
Same last, what's the last?
Brown.
Betsy Brown. But we're all here to help you.
That's why we're here.
I have nowhere to go, nothing to do. I can't go home.
How long will it be before he could go home? Because I know there's an investigation that has to happen.
Probably at least 3 hours.
At least 3 hours or more.
I don't want to go home. I don't want to go.
No, that's understandable. We have a Bureau of Criminal Investigations coming in to do process the same times.
Can I go to the hospital?
Which
City? Am I allowed to go?
try to.
I don't know.
Who do you want to go see? Your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. They're probably not going to let you see her. I don't know what their protocol is at the hospital. I can always call and see.
Or see my mom is there, or my
Okay.
or her mom.
Yeah. I mean, you go wherever you want to go. We don't have you. You're not in custody. You can go where you want. You do what you want. I probably would not go to see your daughter.
What's going on there?
Well, she got a few minor cuts on her and stuff, but I think she might be at city. They took one to Akron General and it's sitting off. I'm not exactly where.
Oh well, that's yeah. They're at City. I thought Brenda was going to City.
She could have. I'm not sure. I'll find out real quick.
Steve, what can we do to help? What do we need to do?
I don't know what I need. I don't know. I don't know anything.
And-
I know nothing. I don't know where to go with Andrew. I don't know where to go to see Brent. I don't know. I have no idea.
He's here.
And he's probably wondering why the hell he's here.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to begin, how we
No idea.
bring him into this conversation, but he's gonna need to know.
But yeah, yeah, that's
He's gonna
fine.
find out. I don't know if maybe you guys can help.
How old is your son?
16.
16. Do you think that you would help him to come in here, or you're not sure?
I don't know. I know nothing. I don't know what I want or how I feel or
That's okay.
how anybody should feel.
Understandable.
Steve, you want to talk to him?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
I don't know the way home.
What
My car. I think I need to go to the hospital just to be with them. That's what I wanted to do.
Did you talk to him?
That's okay. I know where she is.
That's what I want to do.
to your son before you leave.
Oh, yeah.
We can definitely help you with that. Are you wanting to tell him or would you like someone else?
I will tell him, yeah, I will, yeah, so. Clearly they think Sydney did this. I was too. She's going to jail forever. Wife's dead.
I know they're gonna do everything they can to make sure that they find out exactly what happened. Nothing's definite as of yet. They still have to do their investigating.
Did he go check to see Ryan Bell?
He was checking to see the hospital for sure. And then she went to talk to him about the equipment.
And where's Andrew? Is he just sitting out there by himself, or is he with? Well, yeah, I want anybody in here with me when I talk to him. That's he is. I don't want anybody. I just want me and him. I don't know if that's legal. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't want any of us?
I don't want any of you. No, I just want Andrew.
So you just come and get us
Yeah,
when you're ready,
I will.
okay? You're right outside the door.
At this point, detectives don't just focus on Sydney's story. They start mapping her world around her. Because when someone claims an intruder, the fastest way to test that is simple. Who did she talk to? What did she say? And did anyone hear a different version before police ever arrived? That's why investigators bring in one of Sydney's closest friends, Lauren Curry. Not because she's the suspect, but because friends are where the first real contradictions show up.
Detective Bertini.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thank
Looks like I've seen you before, though.
Maybe.
You ever come here to see your dad?
I did when he retired.
Okay.
I haven't been here often.
So, Lauren, first of all, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
We know that this whole thing's difficult for you, and you're trying to make sense of it, and so are we.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking to you about what you know, not about what you've heard or anything.
Okay.
Just trying to find out as much as we can, so we can, kind of make sense of this ourselves. So if you want a break or anything, just let us know. But why don't we start off with, tell us about Sydney. How did you, when did you first meet, and how long have you known each other?
I've known Sydney for 6 years. We met the first day of summer gym in high school, and then we were best friends ever since. Very close.
And what are you doing now?
I'm at school.
Okay, where do you go to school at?
I go to the University of Mount Union.
Okay. And what year are you in there?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Now, we understand that Sydney was your roommate at Mount Union?
Yes, she was for last year and then this year until she left.
Okay. So how did that work? Did you both plan on going to Mount Union, or? Okay.
Yeah, she liked it first, and I was like, I don't know, and then I visited there, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the place to be. And then when we both got accepted, we were like, oh, we're definitely being roommates.
And so you've been friends ever since your freshman year at St. B?
Mm-hmm.
And go over each other's houses, everything like that?
Yep.
Okay. So what are you studying at Mount Union?
Education.
Education?
Yeah.
And what was Sydney taking?
Well, she started off in exercise science freshman year, her first semester, but then she didn't like the classes, so she switched over to psychology and sociology, but then she didn't really like that, so this year she switched to education, and then she didn't like that either, and that's one of the reasons she left, is because she really couldn't find what she liked, so she was trying to figure it out.
So tell us about the time you spent together at Mount Union. You said that she really wasn't couldn't find something that she was interested in.
I think her most interest was psychology, like learning about that stuff. But other than just like hanging out with her friends, like educational wise, it was kind of hard for her, I think.
Where did you stay at there? Where do you stay at?
Freshman year we were in a dorm room, and then this year we were in a suite, so it was like a dorm room but like two, so we had like neighbors, and we shared a bathroom.
But it's actually like Mount Union housing. It's not like a separate apartment or anything.
It's Mount Union housing.
So it's just you and Sydney?
Mm-hmm.
And now, were there some other groups of students that you hung around with frequently? Neighbors of yours?
Yeah, so like I said, our suite mates, which was Alyssa, who was a cheerleader with me, and then our friend Brittany, who was in like the townhouses, so she didn't live with us, but she was really close with us because she was in our sorority together, and she was also a cheerleader.
Now, was Sydney in that same sorority?
Yes.
What sorority is that?
Alpha Chi Omega.
Now, do they have a separate house on campus there, or how does that work?
So they do have a house on it, but they only have like one apartment, so you can't really like live there.
So it's Alpha Chi
Omega.
Omega? Okay.
Yeah.
And did you both join together, or how did that go?
So we both went through recruitment together, and we both did the same sorority.
What attracted you to that sorority?
The girls, the vibe that they gave off, like everything that they stood for.
And what was that? Tell us about that.
Well, I think the girls are just really nice in general, but the philanthropy they stand for is the Domestic Violence Shelter Alliance, and even though I've never been like in any of those like situations, I think that was a good cause.
Okay. So you didn't there's no actual house, but everybody just belonged to the sorority and just stayed at their dorms, is that?
Yeah.
How often did you get together with those girls?
Every Sunday we have chapter, which is like kind of like the meetings, and so if we had events, we were with them. So anytime we had an event or on Sunday chapters. So often.
So when you first got to Mount Union, how did it go for Sydney? Did she seem to be, I mean, you mentioned that she didn't really, find a niche as far as what she wanted to study, but I mean, did she ever talk to you about her classes and how that's going, or did you share that with each other?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about classes a lot because we did homework together a lot. I think she was, like I said, I think she struggled in her classes. I don't think her grades were the best, but she didn't really tell me that because I wasn't really struggling, but I think you could tell kind of, especially at the end, that she just wasn't like doing her best. In high school she was very like good grades and everything, so I think it was kind of a shock for her not to be like to struggle, I think, a little bit.
I think it's like a study habit thing, because it's a big difference from college to...
I think so, because like in high school sometimes you can procrastinate a little bit, and in college you definitely can't.
So she just wasn't, did it seem like, how did this like kind of change affect her? I mean, did it affect her moods at all? Did she seem concerned about it, or tell us about that?
I think she kept a lot of stuff hidden, because when we were just talking or with our friends, she always seemed happy. Like she seemed okay, like I said, I couldn't tell until the end where she was kind of just like struggling, and she kind of was sad and just like, Lauren, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, you just need to find what makes you happy, and like just you need to find what you like to do. And I don't know. I think it did make her a little upset because she was confused. I think she felt like everybody around her kind of had figured out what they wanted to do, and she hadn't. So I think that kind of affected her.
So when do you think that it really started affecting her? That, like, look, this is, I'm really having problems, and this is, I have to, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Tell us when you think that it really started affecting her, like, often.
Like her anxiety? Well, I know she's had anxiety for a while, but I think this last semester, like starting coming back in January, is when it really started. Like, she was kind of more like upset because she really didn't know what she wanted to do. Like, she didn't like her classes, because that's when she started the education classes, and like my friends and I were worried for her because we didn't know what was going on because she wouldn't tell us, and like there was problems with like housing or something. Just like we shared a room and had like put names on the doors, and her name wasn't on it when we got back, and we were confused about that. And she said it's because they messed up because she didn't sign the forms right or something, but it kind of never got fixed. And then she left. And my friends and I were just worried because we didn't even know if she got any books for her classes. Like, we were trying to ask her questions like that. And like, she's like, no, I have books and I have stuff for my classes, but like, I do homework all the time. And I don't think I saw her doing a lot of homework the last couple weeks. So I think this last semester, this January part when she was there, kind of affected her the most.
So, had you hung out over the Christmas break?
Okay. Yeah.
And what was she talking about then? Was she talking about the next semester, or did you guys talk about school at all?
I don't think we talked about school. Maybe living situations, because for like junior year, we were talking about living in the townhouses and like what we were going to need. So I think we were talking about living situations, but like school-wise and class-wise, I don't think so much.
So when you came back from Christmas break, you didn't see her name on the door.
Yeah.
And when did she come back?
She came back the same day.
Same day?
Yeah.
Did you come together?
No.
Okay.
No, she came in her own car.
And so take us through again, her name wasn't on the door.
Yeah.
And how did...
So I guess the dorm people do that?
Yeah, so the RAs do that.
Okay.
So we were like, oh, what happened? Like, maybe you should go ask the RA, because people were asking, like, why is her name on the door? I'm like, I don't know. So she was kind of hesitant to ask the RA, so that's when we were kind of just like, what's going on? Like, my sweet mate, Alyssa, and I were asking, like, oh, what's going on? And Sydney's just said that when she signed out the forms wrong, so she was meeting with residents, like, a lot in the last couple weeks to kind of figure out, like, to get her stuff back, because then when her name wasn't on the door, her dorm key, like the thing we get into the dorm building, it stopped working. And so, but then it started working again, because she went over to Res Life and they turned it back on. So I don't know what happened, really, but that's all she said.
So so when she got there, it didn't work, and then she went and talked to them.
Yeah.
And then, so is this like, so the key is the outside door, and then you have to use one for the inside door?
No, so there's there's a key card, like our Mount Union ID, and that's when you swipe in, so like you can get into the building.
Okay.
And then there's the actual key for the room. The swiper wasn't working, the key swiper wasn't working.
Okay.
So I think she just told us that she didn't feel like the housing form out, like this, when we had to come back, we had to fill out a form saying we're coming back, and she said she signed something off wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what she told us. And then she just, like I said, she met with Res Life a lot, like a couple weeks trying to get them figured out so she could, like, because she was staying, and then she ultimately decided not to stay, and so she had to return her key and stuff.
So when she got her stuff working again, how was it like day to day? I mean, was she leaving the dorm? Was she coming back?
Yeah.
And what were you thinking about that at that time?
I was confused because we've told each other everything for a long time, so I was confused in the sense I didn't know what was happening, and I was just like, she could trust me, she could tell me if something was wrong, I want to help her. but she didn't really tell us anything. Like, she didn't tell Alyssa anything either, or Brittany. She did go to class, so she was leaving the building, but usually her and I were together because our classes were similar, so we'd be coming back at the same time. But I saw her use her key, but like I'd use my key too. But yeah, we were together most of the time, coming back from classes and stuff.
Did you have any of the same classes?
We had the same class, but not at the same time.
Did you actually know for sure she was actually physically in the classroom?
No, cannot say I do know that. She told us she was, and I mean, she was, like, we both had French class, and she was doing her French homework with me, so I knew she was doing stuff with the same class, but I don't know if she actually was going to class.
Okay. Was there any, like you mentioned Alyssa and Brittany, any other, like maybe the sorority sisters in any of her classes?
No, but she was also close to a girl named Audrey. She was in our sorority, but she was also a cheerleader. A lot of her friends were my friends, because I'm a cheerleader, so she hung out with a lot of the people I hung out with.
So you don't know if she was actually ever sitting in a seat in a classroom?
I can't tell you that, no, because we had classes at the same time. And if we didn't have class at the same time, it was because I was in a class and she was in a study room, because she didn't have class at that time.
What was she doing? I mean, was she at the dorm room a lot, or how can you describe for us what she was doing when she was not in class? Or supposed to be in class?
When she wasn't in class, if she was waiting for me, she'd wait in the study room, so that, like, now you have like rooms that you can study in. So she'd wait for me until I get out of class, and then we'd go do stuff together. But if she not, she'd be in the dorm room in her bed on her laptop.
Did you notice any change in her mood? Was she talking about anything, or?
Like, I could tell she was getting more upset, like more sad. And I told her, like, I'm here, like, you can tell me, I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'm here. But she never really opened up until she was leaving and saying that she was struggling with school and that she was kind of trying to figure out what was going on. And that's when I started to try to help her. And then she ultimately decided to leave, which I thought would maybe be good for her, just to get her mind off the rest of the semester and then come back or go to Akron or something the next following fall semester, kind of, hoping that would help her.
So when was that night conversation, as opposed to when she left?
That conversation, maybe a week before she left, a week or so before, saying we were talking about it. We were just like, I was like, well, Sydney, I understand if you might have to take classes or summer classes. If you want to come back to Mount, I'm all for it. Like, we love you and we want you here. But, like, I understand if you go home, like, my friends and I talked about this without Sydney too, but if she goes home and she just needs to go to Akron just to be at home, just to be somewhere where she can maybe try to find a new work ethic and something that makes her want to go to class, we're all for it. And she's like, I appreciate that. I really want to come back to Mount. That's like where all my friends are. That's where I want to learn, even if I'm a semester behind. That was kind of what she said.
So when did she actually leave? Can you put a day on that, something that reminds you of when she actually left?
The Tuesday before the incident. A whole week before.
A week before?
Yeah,
is that the last time you actually saw her?
I saw her the Monday before the incident happened. That week she came back to Mount to watch The Bachelor with me and my friends at my friend's townhouse. She came over.
Did she stay where she was staying after she left, or what did you believe? Where did you believe she was staying?
She told us she was home. Like, she left. We watched The Bachelor, and then she left to go back home. And she texted us when she came home.
Like I made her home?
Yeah, like she made it home.
Okay. So you think that before this happened, she'd been at the house a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she leaves about a week before the incident. Then you're thinking she's at home.
Yeah.
And then she came back to just that Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lauren, let's talk about this. You're her best friend, and know this is difficult, but tell us about her.
Her and her parents had a really good relationship. Like, her mom and her were best friends. Probably, like, they did everything together. Like, one of the reasons she went home was to be with her mom. They were always close. She never said anything bad about her mom. She never ever talked about having an argument with her mom. Like, I can't recall every time she'd be going home, she's like, I can't wait to see my mom. Or when she goes home for weekends, she'd be like, oh, my mom wants me to come home so we can hang out and like watch movies. And she loved being home. And she had a good relationship with her dad too. Like, I know that her and her dad liked to watch like Star Wars together, and he always like cooked food at the house. Like, he liked cooking, and she'd always talk about how good his food was and what they would get each other for Christmas and things about spring break. Like, she loved being home like with her family.
So when she's talking to you about, the problem she's having at school, did she mention that she tried talking to her parents at all, or that they were going to have, that they were involved in her future plans at all?
Yeah, I know she definitely, especially when she left, she talked to her mom about leaving. They kind of made that decision together to leave Mount. Like, she told them that. She didn't tell them for a while, but I knew when everything kind of built up, she was telling them how she was struggling with school. And then when she left, I knew that was a decision between like her and her parents, kind of mutual type decision.
Now, when you say that she told them and it was like a mutual decision, is that her telling you that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that her telling you that she
told me that she talked to her parents and they decided that it would be best for her to just not finish the rest of the semester.
So as far as you know, based on what Sydney was telling you, she was discussing this situation. Did you think her parents knew based on what she told you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you never ever talked to the parents, all right?
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't seen her parents in a while.
So you last saw her, which would have been like a week before the incident, and then had she removed all her things, or what about, did you get the impression that she was moving out at that point for good?
When she told me that Tuesday morning, we woke up and she was talking, she's like, I need to tell you something. My family and I decided that it'd be better to like take the rest of the semester off, and I have to leave today. And then she like packed up all of her stuff and kind of told all of her friends, and then she left that Tuesday with all of her stuff, all of her bedding, all of her clothes, all of her items.
And that was a Tuesday before the incident happened?
Yes, yes.
And then she drives up to see you the Monday night before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did she say anything that day when you were watching The Bachelor, or how did you ask how she was doing, or tell us about that?
Yeah, we asked her how she was doing, and she said she was good. Like, she acted like what we would see as normal. Like, she was laughing, she was having fun. She said she got jobs, because she worked at the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
She's worked there for a couple seasons, so she was gonna go back there. And then she also said she was looking for another job, and like everything was good, and she was trying to figure out like for next year and all this stuff, and she was gonna talk to her parents about housing, trying to come back to Mount. That was her main thing. But she seemed fine. Like, she seemed completely, like I said, she was laughing, and we were goofing off and doing girl stuff and everything like that.
When she's, once she got to Mount Union, or anytime actually, did Sydney ever drink alcohol at all, or she did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just kind of describe that for us. We've all been college age, so, and
No. I don't usually like drink a lot, and if I do, it's one. But she liked to drink. There was an incident in the fall of our freshman year where she drank too much, and she wasn't alcohol poisoned, but she did end up in the hospital. And her mom came and got her at like 2 a.m, but she did end up in the hospital that day because she drank like mixed drinks and drank too much. But usually after that, her and I were together, and if she did drink, I usually kind of like slowed her down after I knew kind of her limit, because she's small. So I kind of knew her limit, but she did drink.
What situation was that in? Was that like just like a party or something, or?
I was in the dorm room watching movies because I didn't want to go out. So she went out with some other of her friends. I wasn't really close with them. I was close with one of them, but not the rest. And I got a call around like 11 saying Sydney was at a party and she was throwing up and she just wasn't good and to come pick her up. So I kind of went and got her. And then she wasn't feeling good, and so I brought her back to the dorm, and she wouldn't get out of the car, and I had guys with me trying to help, and then the RA came out, and then the RA called campus security, and the campus security called the ambulance, and then she was taken to the hospital.
Did she have any friends that, like, wasn't in your friend circle there, like friends that she had maybe made on her own that you're aware of?
Not really, because usually she was either in the dorm or hanging out with us or sorority girls, but I knew all the sorority girls too, that they were my friends. We had a lot of the same friends.
So her circle of friends pretty much consisted of the sorority girls that you were in and some of the cheerleaders that she met through you.
Yeah.
Had you ever seen her taking any drugs or anything, or any medications for nothing? Nothing at all?
No.
Is there anything that you know of that, did you hear from anybody else that she might have done that? Have you ever heard anything like that?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So, what is your phone number? What phone number do you have, Lauren?
You guys text a lot?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
So you mentioned an Allison?
Audrey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Audrey. Do you know Audrey's phone number off the top of your head?
No.
How about Brittany?
No. I'd have to look at my phone.
I know, you just probably keep them in contact.
Yeah.
So did you said after she left, she got all her stuff and left about a week before, what kind of contact did you have with her during that week? Did you talk to her at all over the phone?
Not really, because we kind of wanted to give her a week just to settle in with her house. We asked her how she was doing. I called her, but she didn't answer because she was in the shower. And then I texted her, and I was just making sure. I was like, I just want to make sure you were okay. And then we talked a little bit, and then she asked if she could come over that Monday for the bachelor, and I was like, of course, we'd love to have you. We want you here. And then she came over, and then she texted me I'm home, and then we'll text videos to each other. So she sent me a video that night too, and that was kind of the last of it.
What kind of video?
A TikTok video.
Did she have any boyfriends or any guy friends that she met at Mount Union or back here?
We hung out with fraternity guys, and she had the same guy friends I did. She did have a boyfriend from about December before break until January when she came back. I broke up.
So, it was like a month or so?
Yeah, very short.
Do you know his name?
Dominic Zappa.
Zappa?
Yeah.
So what made him break up?
He cheated on her on New Year's.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll make you happy.
No, yeah. So yeah, they broke up.
How did she find out that happened?
I had friends at the party that called me and told me, and then I told her.
Okay.
So you had to break the news to her.
Yep.
Had she ever, you mentioned that she had the drinking episode. Any kind of breakdowns or anything, or you mentioned that, she had a hard time finding out what she wanted to do, what she studied, but any real bad episodes that you can recall, anything like that?
I mean, not bad, I've seen her cry, but not over, I've seen her cry before over, just being stressed. I don't think she handled stress very well, so she cried over stuff sometimes when she got too stressed out. But other than that, not really.
The worst, how did you take the news about Dominic?
She was upset for a while, but then she just kind of just it's not meant to be, that's okay, and then she broke up with him.
Where's she from?
I think North of Akron area.
Mm-hmm.
They have the words back and forth, or she just kind of like dumped them on text message?
Yeah, she dumped him over text. She was like, I found out, and she gave him a little bit to see if he'd tell her, and he never did.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I kind of don't like that you never told me, so I just think we should end things now, because it's not going to work out, basically, type of thing.
Mm-hmm. So, Jake, you talked about her anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about that.
I think since high school, Sydney's been dealing with anxiety. Like I said, she doesn't deal with stress well, so she gets in, like, if she's stressed about something, she kind of gets a little worked up over it. She went through a period in high school, in her junior year, where she just was, like, almost social anxiety. Like, she didn't like to, like, talk to people other than, like, our friend group, or go out to, like, restaurants or stores. Like, she didn't want to talk to cashiers and stuff like that. We kind of helped her and pulled her out of it, and we kind of, a girl, I think, well, she went to the counselor, so, like, Sydney went to the counselor, kind of talked about it, and it got better after that. Like, senior year, she was more normal, like, I should say, but I think junior year, she definitely struggled with it. And then in college, I think it got worse again, just because, like I said, she didn't know what she wanted to do, and I don't think her grades were where what she wanted them to be. So, like, when she, like, was doing her grades well, I think.
Do you think that she talked to any counselors up there?
Mm-hmm. I don't think she talked to any counselors at Mount, because you'd have to go to the health center, and she was across campus, and she never went there.
So when she's, you mentioned that she was having problems with her grades. Did she ever talk to you about the university's feedback, like if she was on, like, probation or anything, or any official status that they changed with her? So you weren't aware of anything like that with her?
Mm-hmm. I know the reason I kind of found out is because in the sorority I got an executive position, or I was in a position to where I knew she couldn't do something because of her grades, so she academically, for her grades in the sorority.
And when would that have been, semester-wise?
That was last semester. I kind of found out about that, because we have a thing called...
Which would have been the fall?
Yeah.
This past fall semester?
We have a thing called Big Little, where, like, the older girls get a new girl, and they kind of like their mentors, and she wasn't able to get one, I guess, because of her grades. So that's kind of when I found out, because I was in a minor position then, where I helped pick the Big Littles. So I was, like, in the position. I kind of found out because of that.
And how did she react when she was, when you talked to her about that? Or did you talk to her about it?
I didn't bring it up until I was just like, hey, I know you can't get a little, and they said it's because of your academics. Is there anything, like, you want to talk about? She's like, they just messed up my transcript. Like, I didn't get as bad of grades. I'm like, I don't really think that happens. But yeah, that's what she told me, is that they messed up her transcript. But then she came and told me the truth a little bit later, that she did have bad grades.
And was that, like, this little thing, was that, like, towards the beginning of the semester? Or
more towards the middle to end.
Towards the middle of the end? And that she did finally come forward and say that, did she mention specifically what her grades were?
Mm-hmm.
Just said that she was having some problems? Okay.
And how do you find out that it was all bad? How do you find out about that?
When it was, like, all her grades were pretty bad.
Yeah.
I never really found out what they were exactly. She told me that she was like, I kind of have bad grades. My friend Brittany kind of struggled with grades a little bit, so she's the first one who kind of noticed that she was struggling, because she had been in Sydney's position before, like, her freshman and sophomore year a little bit, so she kind of could tell, and she's the one who kind of, like, warned me about, talked to her about it, like, just make sure she's okay.
Cause like a probation thing, right? It kind of, and then did you ever just know that she wasn't supposed to be here? Okay.
I never knew that. I think maybe at the end she wasn't supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it kind of felt like, but I never knew. Not
Okay.
really.
Because her name never appeared in the door.
No.
right?
Was there any RAs that ever came and physically checked your suite there? See if she was staying there?
After she left. After she left. But before that, they came to talk to her, because
Who's they?
the RA. She came and talked to her, and then Red Light was also coming and talking to her. They'd come and ask for her, and she talked to her.
Do you know how many days before she left would that have been, or was it weeks or days?
It was weeks, like throughout the weeks that she was there, kind of on and off.
And then that night that you saw her, did she make plans like to see you again?
We were gonna hang out. We were gonna try to hang out again soon, like over a weekend or something, but not like official or not specific plans, I guess.
Okay. You don't come home on the weekends all the time?
I come home sometimes, but not often. But I knew because spring break was coming up, I was going to Florida, so we were making plans probably to see each other after spring break.
So, like, back here in Akron, was there anybody that, like, you went to school with, or she would be your really good friends with, she would spend time with when she was back home? Who would have been?
If she would have, it would have been either a kid who goes to Akron, his name's Lewis, but I don't think she ever contacted him, because he didn't even know she left until I told him. So I don't know if she ever contacted him. And then, we had another friend who goes to Kent, her name's Emma, and I don't know if she contacted her either.
What's Emma's last name?
White.
Did she go to St. Pete?
She did.
So what about social media and stuff like that? Any social media she had?
She had Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter.
So did any of that ever look weird, dark, anything to you?
She never posted anything, so not really, no.
Okay.
Any guy friends that were back here in Akron that she hung out with?
Not really, no. When she was here, she usually was hanging out with her family. Like, her close friends were kind of the ones at school.
What's your relationship with the brother like?
They had, I think, like a normal sibling relationship. Like, they love each other and they'll do anything for each other. But they also, brother and sister argue and stuff like that. So I think it was pretty relatively normal. Like, she loved her brother. She told me that all the time. Like, I talk about Steven, she'd talk about Andrew. Like, pretty normal. Like, she liked to go to her brother's soccer games and his lacrosse games. She liked supporting him a lot.
Was she playing in any, like, intramural soccer up at Mount Eden or anything like that?
Yeah.
Was she playing any back here in Akron, anything like that? Mm-hmm. So, Lauren, what haven't we asked you? Is there something that you think that we need to know, or something you think that we might think is important that's weighing on your mind?
I don't think so. I think you guys have asked a lot of good questions. I think you've gotten a lot of the main things. Like, just definitely, she has had anxiety. I think is a big thing. I don't know.
She ever went to a doctor, got diagnosed for it or anything like that?
I don't know.
Did she call it, like, I guess I would say that's, like, to me, like a serious word to call something.
Anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this society, day and age, words kind of get it.
Right. That's why I was wondering, like, did she ever say, I went to a doctor and they said, I have anxiety, and then we just kind of carried it on like that?
No, she never said anything about going to a doctor. I don't know if it was diagnosed or... But I knew, we would call it, like, anxiety, I guess, even if it's just a small term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or a term that we just use because it's used a lot. She was stressed a lot, I guess you could say. Yeah.
And then, when it all goes bad, all of this, so how do you find out something bad happened to her mom?
So I know that I got called into my coach's office because the dean or somebody came in, and I was called into my coach's office, and they told me that something happened at the Powell residence, and they knew people were going to the hospital, but they just didn't know what happened. The dispute happened, and then my dad was coming to give me a suitcase, And so then my dad kind of told me.
Oh, you guys go on the floor that next
Yeah.
day or that? Yeah, 'cause I remember him being here that day, like the next day or something.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was the next day.
Yeah.
It was the next day, yeah. It was, yeah. He kind of told me what happened, that my mom passed away, and Sydney kind of was a part of it.
So how did you feel about that? What were you thinking?
I was shocked, just because, like I said, Sydney and her mom were so close, and I kind of just was like, what do you mean? I think I was shocked and confused for a lot of it, and then I kind of, when I was on vacation, kind of figured that this happened, that something happened with her mom and her, and I don't know what, but I've been going, like, I can't really help other than tell you guys what I know, I guess. I knew I can't do anything other than just be there for Sydney.
It shocked you?
Yeah, it shocked me. I kind of was just kind of, like I was just like, no, kind of like, maybe didn't believe it at first. I was like, no, this Sydney and her mom, like, maybe something else happened, somebody else was there, but obviously that wasn't the case. So I was just really shocked about it.
Have you talked to anybody in her family since this happened?
We talked to her dad, just like we sent flowers to the funeral, so he kind of thanked us, and just was making sure we were okay. Basically, he was just making sure we were okay. We were making sure, like we said, if they need anything, we would be there for them, kind of that type of situation.
And what about the other girls that are friends with Sydney? How are they?
They're okay. I think giving that week of spring break kind of let everybody kind of digest what happened. Like, we were all really upset that day or night. I wasn't there on campus, but the campus sent an email that Tuesday or that Wednesday. I wasn't there, but I heard everybody was talking about it, and it was kind of upsetting for some of the people that were her friends. Because they were just confused, because so many people loved her and never would have saw this coming. Not at all. Never would have saw this coming. So it was just a big shock to everyone. But like I said, having that week, and now I think not being at school because of the coronavirus has given everybody time just to like heal and kind of digest what happened, and just hope kind of for the best.
So has anybody said anything like, we got negative naysayers? People.
Yeah.
Anybody say anything bad? Like, news, this would happen, she asking whatever, anything bad?
Not to me.
Okay.
Everything that I've, like, people, my friends have texted me, and people in my sorority, and it's all been very positive to me. During that week on spring break, I kind of turned off all my notifications for social media, so, like, I didn't see anything, or I didn't want to, kind of type of thing, just to kind of heal and not, but, I know from my friend that people were saying mean things on her social media page, her Instagram, because it was public. My friend told me that. I didn't go read it. But
Is it Sydney Powell?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard there was negative comments on her Instagram page about her, but like I said, I didn't read it. But everything I saw that people texted me and stuff was just positive, saying that they're here for us and they love us, and kind of that type of situation.
You guys are like, so what are you doing now? Just online?
Yeah, no, online classes.
Are you guys back now for spring break technically, or?
So we had Monday and Tuesday off, and then yesterday started online classes, but I'm just living at home because they shut down our dorms. You can't live in the dorms anymore.
Lauren, just have a question. How did she usually, I know, like, when you were at school, you get that card and everything, but did she pay for stuff with cash, or if it wasn't her, like, university card at the university facilities, if you went out, to a restaurant or something, how would she normally pay? If you know.
Either cash, or she'd a debit card, or one of us would pay and she'd like Venmo type. She'd Venmo, we'd Venmo. That was kind of how it was. So either cash or her debit card.
So she did have her individual debit card?
Okay.
Yes. Because most of the food is, you guys eat off campus, or you guys are at a kitchen and you do stuff at home?
So there's a cafeteria, and then we have in our school a cafe. It's called the B&B, where you can use your dining dollars there and eat money. But if not, it was at a restaurant or at our friend's townhouse, which they had a full-size kitchen, so we cooked there.
Okay. So how you feeling about all this?
I'm okay now. The first couple days where I was kind of sad and just confused and shocked, but like I said, I kind of realized that the only thing I can do is kind of tell you guys what happened and my kind of like what I know about her, and just know that I know Sydney, or knew Sydney, how she was, and that's all I can do is just support her and try to help as much as I can. It's kind of that type of situation. Just I knew that there was nothing I could have done right now, or that situation I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, so all I can do is just be there for people.
Anything we haven't asked you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, Lauren, if you think of something, I'm going to give you my card. Your dad knows how to get a hold of us, but I'm going to give you my card. And if there's something that maybe you say, man, I wish I would have told Detective King, Lieutenant Winnett, or anything at all, or I should ask you, do you have any questions for us? Or I know there's probably a million things, but
I don't think so.
okay, I'm going to give you my card.
She's like, no.
And if you, like I said, if you think of something, or somebody says something and contacts you either through Instagram or whatever, says something that's really unusual, I don't know what that would be, but if there's something that sticks out to you, or just get a hold of us, okay?
I will.
Or they can call us.
So what are you studying? What are you studying?
Education.
Okay, so you're going to teach,
Little
and
kids. I bet you little bitty baby kids too, right?
now you coached. You were coaching in the fall, or it's back at St. B too, right?
Yeah, I coach. I'm the freshman cheer coach at St. B.
So you had time to do that in addition to cheering at the football games and everything?
Yeah, so I would go to class Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday I'd go back home and coach the football games.
Wow.
And then I'd cheer myself on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank
you. I'm going to walk you back down, and appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go right here, and then I'll take you down to where your dad's hanging out, okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Like I said, your dad knows how to get a hold of me. We've been
Sydney Powell was convicted on 4 counts. 2 counts of murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. The trial court sentenced her to life in prison with eligibility for parole after 15 years. But here's the key legal update. Ohio's 9th District Court of Appeals later reversed her convictions, ruling the trial court made an error that affected her ability to fully present her insanity defense. So, the sentence was imposed, but the convictions were later overturned on appeal, meaning the case's final outcome depends on what happens next in court.